What's good, guys? LM7 here, back with more 2016 summer reviews. This time we're moving on to the third set in the wave, Encounter on Jakku. Alright, let's take a look at the box. Ages 8 to 14, so far all the sets have been ages 8 to 14. None of them have been, usually the first one starts off with 7 to 12, but whatever. They're a little more challenging sets, I suppose. Anyway, number 75, 148, Encounter on Jakku, 530 pieces, and is $59.99. So, less pieces than the Star Scavenger, and a $10 price increase from that one. So that's a little bit of a bummer, and one of the downsides to this set, but let's see if it makes up for that with what it actually is. Anyway, 4 minifigures, 2 of which are new. And on the back of the box, you can see just a different little scene and some features. I particularly like this feature of Unkar Plut sweeping. I don't know why that's a feature, but we will get to the features. So let's start with our minifigures. We'll start with the least interesting, I suppose, which is our good friend BB-8. He's in a number of sets now, so his rarity is down, and he's not very new. But he's still a nice minifigure, nonetheless, with all of his lovely printing and the new little dome shapes that they made especially for him. Our second minifigure is Rey. From what I can tell, she is the same one that we get in the Millennium Falcon. And, I mean, that's basically it. If you have the Millennium Falcon or Rey's speeder, it's the same version. So, unfortunately, there's nothing new, but she doesn't change outfits between riding her speeder, going to see Unkar Plut, and then taking the Millennium Falcon. So, it makes sense that she doesn't have any new printing or anything. Nonetheless, though, she does have very nice torso printing and leg printing. And she does have a double-sided face, so here's kind of like a neutral expression. Here's kind of more of a serious expression. I prefer the serious one. Just me. And then her new hairpiece. And her staff that she uses to fight with. Alright, so next is a new minifigure, and probably the most anticipated in the set. It is obviously Unkar Plut himself, and I think they did a very nice job with him. They even got like his big size. They used the Wookiee kind of mold and changed it into this. I mean, they've used it for like Basilisk minifigures as well, but I don't know. They just changed it up, and it fits nicely with him. They made it. I think they made it like thicker, just to give him more of the, the fat appearance, because he is pretty big in the movie. But he's got some nice printing. You can see the yellow lines go down onto his belt, and they match up, which is nice. And he's got a nice angry face, like he usually does. And you can see his his neck fat, which is always lovely. And the same kind of printing on the back. He doesn't have too much printing, but I think he's probably the best minifigure in the set. However, there is one other new minifigure, and it is Tito. Obviously, it's a new head mold for him, with printing and different colors and all that fun stuff. And he's got some nice torso printing and back printing, to show that he's living it in the harsh deserts on Jakku. He's also got like a staff type thing. Helps lead his luggabeast around, which we will look at in just a minute. But the only real problem with Tito is he should probably have shorter legs, because he wasn't as tall as Rey in the movie. He's a kind of a shorter type alien. But what are you gonna do? Overall, I don't think that bothers. It doesn't bother me any. So if it bothers you, well, you'll either get over it or you won't buy the set. So there's that. So our next thing we are going to take a look at is the luggabeast, which I think is my favorite part of the set, to be honest. I was a little uncertain when I first saw it, but after building it, I just loved every minute of building this animal. It's actually brick built, except for the legs, which are, big pieces. It is a brick built thing. It's not like the Wampa or the Tauntaun that are like one giant piece molded. This is, a ton of pieces. So, and right here you can see this piece that I'm touching is a new type of piece. It's a shorter diagonal cut plate, and I don't know, they make good use of it in this set. They use it several times. One here, one on the other side, one on each leg, two here, two back here. So they don't hesitate to use the new pieces. But here's some back detail, not too much. You can see he's got some detail on his legs and feet, which is nice. And he's got little chains hanging on his underside. And, he is fully articulated, so you can make him look like he's walking or whatever. And even his head moves up and down to a certain degree. I love this building technique for his eye. They kind of used the new building technique to do it. And it's pretty nice printing. It's not a sticker, so that's a huge bonus. And then the front has some nice detail too. I like these pieces, the little whips. They work nicely for what they're supposed to do. But overall, like I said, probably my favorite part of the set. And easily a good selling point for this one, because it's the only set to get this creature in. So it's pretty decent. One thing I wanted to mention is people were a little upset about the super bright blue that LEGO used to make the luggabeast. LEGO can't really, make the piece look worn down, so you'll just have to live with the super bright blue. That happens in the ATTE as well, which is the last set in this wave. But, moving forward, I always forget to mention, get a lovely brick separator in this set, because it's over $50. Anyway, looking at the little trading post that it is, or whatever, Unkar Plutt's little thing, I don't know what to it's kind of like an outpost, I guess. I don't really know where I want to start, so I guess we'll just start here and go from there. So in this little section, you can open up this safe, and Unkar Plutt has some money in there, and extra studs. The blue studs right here are for his stud shooter that he has randomly sitting there. Probably not a smart idea to have it sitting there, but oh well. These little gears are on both sides. Those are actually just for decoration. You can see the barred windows, which is a nice detail. I like the way they built it. It was very interesting to build. It wasn't, I don't know, I didn't really know what was going to come next when it came to building it. I thought it was going to be super duper small at first, the way they started building it. But here's the other side of that little area. There's a little clip, so you can clip whatever you want on there. We're looking at the inside first. We'll take a look at the outside in just a minute. So, this section right here is the doorway from the outside. This little section on the inside is where Unkar Plutt, gives out... Oh, I know what this barred window is. It's where he gives out the rations. I'm just being stupid. Anyway, over on the other side, he's got a mug and some various drink and other barred windows. And there's, just a standard wall, a little overhang here, which can move up and down, so you can hinge that however you wish. And then he's got this little crate right here that has, like shown on the box, his broom and a wrench, and then there's a battle droid arm also in there too. What I didn't know, and it's kind of cool, is the whole set can fold, so you can make you can't even see that. The whole set can fold to make it more compact, however you want to store the set. But I never noticed this little battle droid right here. So you have his body here, and one of his arms is in the crate, and then you have his legs right here. So you actually have a 5th minifigure and a worn down battle droid, which is a cool little touch on their part, on Lego's part. That's very nifty. Anyway, the battle droid is on this table, which I think is a pretty cool little design, and there's a wrench over here as well. Like I just said, it was just fun to build because it's weird the way they designed it. Anyway, other than the foldable section, which you can see, so this is like the little building if you want to open it up and play on the inside as Unkerplet for God knows what reason you'd want to do that. Anyway, looking at the outside, this is like the sandy outside section. Like I said, there's the battle droid legs and some detail. And then we have our overhang tent covering, which is a nice plastic printed piece that folds. And I actually got a spare one of those. I don't know if that's common, but I have 2 of them. So that's always nice. But I like the piece. They have good printing on it. As you can tell, it's pretty detailed and whatnot. So the last real feature, there isn't too many features to this set other than you can do whatever you want. And the luggabeast kind of, you can play with that as much as you want too. But the main feature other than the folding, opening, closing building is if you take this little knob here, switch it like this, you can pull out this section. And on this section is nothing special, just a little piece of ground and Unkerplet's hidden short blaster. I have no idea why he'd use this hidden blaster for anything. Well, here you can see where it goes. If I just slide that back in there, then you spin that and it doesn't fall out anymore. I personally have no idea why he would ever use the short blaster when he has a stud shooter right by where he would be anyway. So that's just my personal opinion. I have no idea why he would, run around the front of the building, unless, it's one of his friends or something who needs a gun for, I don't know, whatever reason. Now I'm just speculating, but there's a gun there. It's a cool little hidden feature. Probably one that you don't really know about too well. I don't know. This whole set was kind of, it was interesting to me because I didn't look at any of the features for any of these new sets, and I'm just building them and learning the features as I build them. That's how I like to do it. So, learning, how they built the walls and the little inside section and the little gun feature. It's all cool. Anyway, that's it for the encounter on Jakku. Would I say it's the best set in the wave? No. But the luggabeast is definitely worth picking up if you are a fan of it. And, if you want Unkerplet and Tito. Or, if you just want a cheaper way to get BB-8, I guess. Because the other ways are the X-Wing and the Millennium Falcon. So, a little expensive way to get... This is a more inexpensive way to get BB-8. Price to piece, it's not terrible. That's kind of what I expected for most of the sets. But, coming off of the Freemaker sets, which have great price to piece points, this one looks a little less. But, in general, it's not a bad set at all. It's just not... I wouldn't say it's the top one in the wave. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys later.